Today, I want to talk about something that I've been thinking about a lot. And it's what I learned when I actually sat down and looked at my data over the last few months, because I kept wondering why my sales were plateauing. Well, actually, sometimes they were plateauing and sometimes they were actually declining or year over year. And I was blaming it on everything, including like SEO, algorithm, the saturated market, AI, all of the things. I even blamed it on the fact that I was promoting my website and my membership more instead of my TPT. But when I dug deeper, I found something that I did not expect. And I'm about 95% sure that this is a real reason why my sales dipped. So today, I want to walk you through what I found, and maybe it'll help you look at your own numbers too.
Hey, teacher friend. Welcome to Online Business for Teachers, the podcast for educators who are tired of being tired and wondering if there's more out there. Are you up late Googling online jobs for teachers or how to make extra money from home? Do you dream about starting a business, working from home, or finally getting paid for the resources you've already created without adding more stress to your plate? I'm Monica Lopez, a former teacher who was burnt out, overwhelmed, and secretly searching for a way out. I wanted more time with my kids, the freedom to work from home, and a way to make money doing something I actually enjoyed. That's when I discovered the simplest path, creating and selling my own teacher resources, using the skills I already had. Now, I help teachers like you turn your ideas into income with step-by-step guidance, real talk about finding time to grow your business, and the mindset shifts that help you believe it's actually possible. So close those lesson plans and grab your favorite drink. It is your turn now.
All right, so let me start with this. Around November, December, honestly, also going into January and February, my TPT sales had either plateaued or gone down year over year, and I couldn't figure out why. I truly thought that it was because I was driving more traffic to my membership and to my website, and that I had hosted some collaborative bundles. I blamed it on the algorithm, I blamed it on my SEO, and I blamed it on AI, and also how saturated everything is right now. I just blamed it on a lot of things, but none of that really made sense because nothing in my actual content had changed. So it bothered me enough that I finally went back to my income statement and started really paying attention. And here is what the numbers revealed. When I pulled up my numbers from last year and compared them to this year, something stood out. One of the biggest differences was that I had stopped running Facebook ads back in June, and I just never turned them back on, which is wild because it never occurred to me that ads were affecting my sales. Go figure, right? Hello, isn't that what ads are supposed to do? So the reason that it really didn't click is because I was running them to a freebie. It was a lead magnet. And so I didn't look at it as something that would influence sales. I looked at it as an expense that I didn't want to make anymore. But when I saw the dip lined up almost perfectly with the moment that I stopped the ads, it really made me pause. And then it hit me even more when I looked at which products had taken the biggest hit. It was a very specific product line, one that had always been a bestseller, and I had blamed that dip on AI and the market and SEO and all the usual things that everybody in the Facebook groups is always blaming low sales on. But when I went back and looked up my keywords on TPT, I was still on the first page for a lot of them, so SEO was not the problem. That meant that something else had changed. So I checked my views and I checked my dashboard and I checked my website dashboard, and that's when it actually clicked. The ads that I had been running weren't just building my list. They were actually consistently pushing people through my funnel, and that funnel pointed directly to that product line. So when I turned the ads off, the traffic stopped and the sales stopped. Again, you would think that it's common sense because ads are designed to increase sales, right? But I guess when you have a mindset of the money is coming out of my bank account, it's kind of hard to see that it's actually making you money, especially when you are not used to thinking in terms of ROI, which is return on investment. So the funnel was working. I just never realized it. It never really dawned on me that the funnel was actually working. I was just going through the motions. Everybody else was doing it, so I did it too. But without the conscious awareness of what I was actually doing, I never went back to look at whether it was actually impacting my sales or, I just turned them on here and there and turned them off. And so after that one time, I never turned them back on. I didn't analyze the data until I started noticing these changes. Once I plugged the numbers into ChatGPT and ran my ROI, it was clear as day. For every $100 I put into ads, I was getting $200 back. That's a 100% return. So basically, for every $100 that I spent, I made $100 in profit. And that was just my spring ads from last year. When I looked at fall, it was much, much higher because teachers tend to buy more in the fall. And honestly, a lot of the people who joined my membership probably came from those ads too. I just haven't gone in and checked that part of the data yet. Okay. So my big realization was that I shut off the traffic that was feeding my sales. So I stepped back and I looked at the whole picture. The only thing that had changed was that I pulled the plug on the traffic source that was sending people into the funnel. It's the same funnel that led straight to my best-selling product line, and the drop in sales lined up exactly with when I stopped the ads. So I'm about 95% sure that's what happened. And the reason I can't be 100% sure is because of the nature of our business, I won't be able to repeat the exact same process, the same ads, because the products that I focus on in the late spring and the fall are different from the one that I'm going to focus on in late spring. So yes, I am going to turn my ads back on, but not for the same product line as before. I'm actually running them to a brand new product line. The lead magnet is a small taste of that product line, and the welcome sequence leads straight into the product line. So it's a totally different funnel this time. And so I am curious, I am testing, and I am watching the numbers. I will record another episode to tell you how it goes sometime in the summer when I have enough data to talk about it, okay? So be on the lookout for that episode this summer. All right. So why am I telling you all of this? To inspire you to also look at your data. When you are first starting out, you just throw spaghetti at the wall to see what sticks. And you don't really know what's actually sticking unless you go out there and you dig deep into your data. Coaches are going to tell you one thing, other people are going to tell you other thing. You hear it in a podcast, you hear it in a YouTube channel. Everybody is telling you different things and you're being pulled in different directions. So you end up doing 10 different things because you are trying to grow. And that's definitely part of growth, right? You have to try a lot of things to see what actually works for you. But if there's like a sudden change in your sales, like there was for me, whether it's up or down, you have to go back and ask, what was I doing before? What did I stop doing? What did I start doing? What changed? And I am telling you, 90% of the time, the answer is right there in your data. I thought it was my SEO that was bad. I thought that my market was more saturated. I thought that it was AI and all of these external reasons. But when I looked at my keywords, I was still on the page 1. So it wasn't that. It was just simply that I was driving a lot of traffic before and then I wasn't. And my sales reflected that. So if you are seeing changes in your sales, especially sudden ones, go look at your data. It'll tell you exactly what's going on. All right, I'm going to keep you updated as I test out this new funnel and ad strategy, and I'll be bringing the numbers back to you as I learn more because I'm still trying to figure this out as well. If you ever want a second set of eyes on your data or your TPT strategy, I do offer clarity calls. If you ever feel stuck and want help, figuring out what is actually working, the link is in the show notes. All right, guys, thank you so much for being here, and I will see you next week.
Hey, teacher friend, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. If this show is helping you dream a little bigger, would you take 30 seconds to leave a quick review? It means the world to me, and it helps more teachers find their way to this podcast. I'll meet you back here next week. Take care and keep dreaming bigger.